Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We gotta add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the beginning. The government has been bigger.
Right now, right now. 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 Oh, I got a real good feeling.
We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We gotta add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the beginning. The government has been bigger. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeff here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your weekly daily morning show where we bring you the latest and everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, Ross Ulbricht has been pardoned. If you don't know who that is, Ross Ulbricht was the founder of the dark web marketplace, the Silk Road. He was originally sentenced to 2 life sentences plus 40 years for the founding of the website. One of Trump's campaign promises to garner support amongst the libertarian and cryptocurrency audience was to pardon Ross Ulbricht. And on day 2 of his presidency, he signed an order for the pardoning of Ross Ulbricht himself. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about that pardon, its impacts on the future of the cryptocurrency industry and its regulation and its enforcement actions. And we're also going to be talking about the effect of this and many other pieces of has been inaugurated. And that inauguration has been one of the biggest. What in the world is going on here? Everything just breaks all at the same time, doesn't it? Oh, we back? I think we're back. Goodness gracious. Technical difficulties, am I right? The pardoning of Ross Ulbricht gives us a new era of cryptocurrency enforcement and cryptocurrency legitimization from the United States government. It leads us into this brave new world where no longer is the government going to be weaponizing its power against cryptocurrency developers and people that challenge the status quo. We've seen a lot of this. We saw it happen to some degree with CZ. We saw it happen with Ross Ulbricht, and we've seen it happen with a lot of other people. These are not individuals that necessarily should not have gone to prison for a time. Ross Ulbricht did found a dark web marketplace. The concern that libertarians had about Ross Ulbricht's sentence was the fact that he got 2 life sentences and 40 years when drug lords and cartel leaders down in Mexico and that, here in the cities in the United States, they'll sometimes get 10 to 20 years. Ross Ulbricht gets 2 lifetimes plus 40. Didn't make a lot of sense. So he's been pardoned, and his sentence has been commuted to time served, which at this point is over a decade. So Ross Ulbricht has served some time, and today we're going to be talking about his pardoning, and we're more importantly going to be talking about the impact that this has on the cryptocurrency market and what this signals for the future of Trump's reign here in the United States presidency, how that will all affect Bitcoin. If you're new here, thank you for your patience as we've worked through audio and visual technical difficulties this morning. Luckily, I know how the setup works, and it's pretty simple for me to fix if I can figure out what's going on. If you do enjoy today's stream, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, stay tuned. We've got a lot of content coming your way. We want to help you guys understand how to succeed financially. And right now, a lot of what succeeding financially in this world means is succeeding with cryptocurrency. So today we're going to be talking about exactly how to do that. Let's get started. Bitcoin is currently trading at after a quick page refresh here, about $104,500. It is up 5% over the last 7 days. Large rally going on right now. Market capitalization sitting at well over $2 trillion and continuing to climb. Ethereum has been an absolute disappointment. An absolute disappointment over the last couple of days here, over the last couple of months here, right? Ethereum has not gone on to this massive rally that people are hoping that it would. We have still not managed to get back to previous bull market all-time high. A lot of that probably has to do with the fact that the vast majority of the new inflow coming into the space are going into other L1s like Solana and Cardano and even XRP. And so Ethereum is getting to some degree beat at its own game. There is a possibility that Ethereum may not perform as well this cycle as we would like. And if that is the case, then naturally that's going to be something that we're going to have to deal with because it does mean that you might be seeing a bit of an upending going on in the L1 space, which is pretty exciting. Solana, on the other hand, is up 30% over the last 7 days and up 7% just today, trading at $257. And frankly, it's not that surprising when you consider the fact that Solana, number one, has a smaller market cap than Ethereum, but two, that Solana also has a much faster network built on the Rust programming language. Solana has the capability of processing far more transactions, far more rapidly, which has led to a large growth in its TVL, its total value locked. If you look over here on Ethereum's TVL, it is still well below all-time high. As for Solana, though, we've actually broken TVL all-time high. So more build-out is going on this cycle on Solana than on Ethereum. Naturally, Ethereum is still a much larger network, but Solana is starting to win that competitive advantage. You've got a lot of projects growing very, very, very quickly over here. A lot of growth going on Solana. So very exciting things. As we've said, Solana is probably going to go to $800 to $1,000 here in this cycle on the upper range, but it could go to at least $600 is what we would be expecting. So very, very excited to see Solana's growth this cycle. All right, let's get to the actual meat and potatoes of today's stream. That would be Trump's actual pardon of the Silk Road founder, Ross Ulbricht. Now, if you don't know who Ross Ulbricht is, a quick recap. He is the founder of the Silk Road, which was the criminal marketplace, the dark web marketplace that was used for illicit activity. As you can tell, it would be something like eBay, except, drugs and different things were being transacted on Silk Road. The libertarians don't necessarily have an issue with the fact that Ross Ulbricht went to prison. The issue that they had was that the drug dealers that would operate on many different platforms, maybe Silk Road, maybe would get 10 years. Ross Ulbricht got 2 life sentences plus 40, which definitely seemed to be excessive, and the main reason that people have been concerned about Ross Ulbricht's excessive sentence is simply because it looked like the government was trying to weaponize itself to fight back against the growing threat of decentralized finance. Now, this is in 2013, and the government realized that there was something going on here that they were probably not going to have the strength to stop in the future, so they made Ross Ulbricht an example. That is the main reason why Trump pardoned him, was not necessarily because he was innocent of founding this website. He did found this website, and this website was used for drug dealing. The reason that he was pardoned was because it was pretty obvious that the government had weaponized their power to intimidate the cryptocurrency space. And so that being the reason that he was pardoned, that gives us a peek into Donald Trump's psyche about the cryptocurrency space and shows us his thought process on it as president with authority, not just somebody who's on the campaign trail or president-elect. He said for a long time that he's pro-cryptocurrency. Now he is proving it by pardoning Ross Ulbricht on day 2 of his administration. Why is this important? Ross Ulbricht, the claim goes, was given such a hefty sentence by federal prosecutors to threaten the cryptocurrency space. By pardoning Ross Ulbricht, Donald Trump has signaled that his administration will not be a threat to the cryptocurrency space. That is the core of why this is important. That's why you come to our channel. Everybody else tells you the facts. Oh, Ross Ulbricht, he was 32 years old, and then he was born in Boston. I don't know where he was born. I don't care where he was born. It doesn't make a difference. The point is, Donald Trump pardoning him is important for one reason. It signals that Donald Trump is going to stand against the government intimidating Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. That's the entire reason that this is important, other than the fact that Ross Ulbricht naturally is free himself. So, kind of reading here a little bit. President Donald Trump said Tuesday he had signed a full pardon for Ross Ulbricht, the founder of the scandalous online marketplace Silk Road, fulfilling a campaign promise Trump had made to libertarian voters. Trump posted on Truth Social that he had called Ulbricht's mother to inform her of his pardon. I'll just go ahead and pull that post up real quick. Could have had that up earlier. Let's see. Truth Social. I should probably bookmark it because we've got quite a lot of stuff that we're probably going to be reading over there from Trump. But anyway, I'll go ahead and pull up that post if I can find it, of Donald Trump saying that. But the main thing that we need to keep in mind here is that what this means is that Donald Trump is signaling that he is not going to be a threat to the cryptocurrency space, but instead he plans on being someone who's benefiting the cryptocurrency space, right? Okay, so let's keep it moving here. The thing that is very important about this is that it's going to have an impact on the price action, but not necessarily today. Let's go ahead and talk about how this will impact Bitcoin in the future. Bitcoin has witnessed a stunted rally. That's right. The 2021 rally probably should have gone to $100,000. In all honesty, it would have made sense for Bitcoin to rally up to $100,000 in 2021. There was an enormous amount of support in the market for a $100,000 Bitcoin, and it didn't happen. Why? I believe a big part of the reason for that was because we had a new president, namely President Joe Biden. If you'll notice, right around the time that Joe Biden was inaugurated, January of 2021, Bitcoin was basically done with the bull market. Bitcoin rallied up to $65,000 just a couple of months after the then President Joe Biden was inaugurated, and that was pretty much the cycle top. Leading up into his presidency was when everything was happening here. And so what we have going on was probably a stunted bull market. Now, why does that matter? It was likely stunted because of the president. It probably had something to do with President Joe Biden. Why? Well, mainly because President Biden and his administration were extremely anti-cryptocurrency. And for that matter, in Trump's first term, he wasn't exactly pro-Bitcoin either. And so we had headwinds from both administrations, mainly from the Biden administration, because the Trump administration largely was just blinded to cryptocurrency. The first Trump administration was largely blinded to cryptocurrency. The second, the Biden administration was actively hostile to the cryptocurrency market. And so when we see a president coming in who's actually pro-cryptocurrency, do we really need to wonder what impact that will have on a cycle? I don't think it's something that we really need to ponder too heavily. It's pretty obvious. It's going to be extremely good for the cycle. You see, we've talked about before how Bitcoin generally will rally for over 400 days post-election. So our 2012 election here, we saw happened. Let's just call it November the 5th, 2012. It wasn't that exact day, but it was somewhere around there, right? The bull market lasted another 360 days. Here in the 2016 election, we saw Bitcoin, we saw the election of President Donald Trump here on November the 8th, 2016. The Bitcoin bull market would last another 400 days, leading through his inauguration and into his first year of presidency. After the election of President Joe Biden, we would see another 400 days or so of rally take place on Bitcoin, about 378 days. And so the election of President Donald Trump for his second term happened roughly here. Another 400 days on would place us roughly towards the end of this year, around December of 2025. But that's not all. We are likely going to see a somewhat extended cycle this time. Why? Well, Bitcoin didn't just shoot up straight to $125,000 right after the election for a couple of reasons. Number one, and most likely because we didn't actually see Bitcoin get mentioned hardly at all from Donald Trump in the form of executive orders or in the inauguration speech. And so it stands to reason that Bitcoin didn't have a massive rally, but also didn't massively crash because Bitcoin just kind of didn't get mentioned. The only real mention we had from Trump anything was World Liberty Financial, Trump's cryptocurrency company, buying $47 million worth of Bitcoin and of Ethereum and wrapped Bitcoin on the day of the inauguration. So that's pretty much all we saw. But this is the second big piece of news that we see: Ross Ulbricht being pardoned, and it speaks to a presidency that is going to be much more pro cryptocurrency than anything we've seen in the past. And that is likely going to have a couple of effects on Bitcoin. Number one, it's probably going to extend the cycle. It's probably going to make the cycle last longer. It probably means that the cycle could last into 2026. We don't know that for sure, obviously, but it would stand to reason that it could extend the cycle, especially considering we didn't just blow everything all at once right here. Instead, we're still trading sideways, waiting for that big leg up. Secondarily, it also means that the all-time high is probably going to be a lot higher than it would have been under a Kamala presidency. Kamala would not have been good for the cryptocurrency space. She was not a fan of it at all. And so the all-time high under Kamala would have been much lower than the all-time high under the United States President Donald Trump. And so that gives us so him pardoning Ross Ulbricht just kind of plays into all of this. So let's talk a little bit about where Bitcoin may go over the short term primarily, but also over this cycle. Let's talk short term here. Bitcoin ended up rallying into the inauguration quite well, up to a new all-time high. People got really ticked off that we didn't see a new all-time high on Inauguration Day, forgetting that they actually did. They just saw it happen 12 hours before the inauguration itself. It did end up being a buy the rumor, sell the news style event. Is that a surprise to anyone? No. What's kind of surprising is that Bitcoin did both. It went into a massive, just major $20,000 rally leading into the inauguration, and then it dumped for the 12 hours leading up to the inauguration. $20,000 movement in 6 days. Can people stop forgetting that? Bitcoin dropped all the way down to $89,000, rallied up to $109,000, and everybody's ticked off that Bitcoin isn't rallying more. We've got to be patient. Patience. That's a virtue, isn't it? Bitcoin went through a corrective movement leading into the presidency because there was no mention, and because the weak hands, the paper hands, the noobs in the cryptocurrency space said, oh my goodness, Donald Trump didn't say Bitcoin. I've got to sell everything. My friend, if you are only in Bitcoin because of one individual, then you have some maturing to do if you want to succeed in this space. Donald Trump, be that as he may, that he is the most powerful man on planet Earth, still does not have the power to make or break Bitcoin. He is not the god of Bitcoin. Him being president is good for Bitcoin, but Bitcoin does not need Donald Trump to succeed. I'm glad he's the president. I voted for him. Newsflash. Is he perfect? Heck no. My goodness, no, he's not. Neither am I. But is he the better of the two candidates for Bitcoin? Yes, absolutely. Does Bitcoin need him? No, Bitcoin does not need him. Is it good that he's here for Bitcoin? Yes, but it is the paper hands, it is the noobs in the space that we need to teach and educate and help inform on how the space works. That it does not matter that Donald Trump didn't sign an executive order on day one. I told you for weeks leading up to the inauguration that if he didn't sign an executive order on day one, you'd probably see a crash. People said, yeah, we're going to do $125,000. And then it drops $9,500 the day of the inauguration because of just that. There were no executive orders on Bitcoin on day one. What did I tell you? The man's the president of the largest and most powerful country in the history of mankind. He's kind of got a full schedule. Cryptocurrency is important, but it's not his biggest priority. Newsflash. It's not. It's not. I love you crypto noobs. I love the crypto noobs. Crypto wouldn't grow without the crypto noobs. That's like trying to have a society without having babies. That don't work. You know, that happened one time in early Christianity. There was in the early days of settling America, there was one strange Christian, I'm going to call it a cult. We're just going to call it a cult that thought procreation was wrong. So they all died. And that denomination, or cult, I would call it, disappeared. It's not biblical, by the way. Be fruitful and multiply. It's kind of right there in the first chapter of the Bible. But this one group of Christians. I think they were, cultists. But they thought it was wrong to have children. And they all died. It was really stupid. So we've got to make sure that we welcome the noobs with wide open arms, because eventually the noobs today will be the leaders of tomorrow. So welcome, noobs, to the stream. You need to learn, but I'm glad you're here. All right. Now, where does Bitcoin go from here? First of all, we've established a couple of things. The pardoning of Ross Ulbricht gives the future a bright tint. Second of all, Bitcoin does not need Donald Trump to succeed. Third of all, Bitcoin is benefited from Donald Trump being in office. All of those things play together in a bullish way. And so what we have seen is a diamond pattern forming. Someone just mentioned this in chat too. Diamond pattern forming right there. Technical analysis is a wonderful, wonderful thing because it gives you ideas about where the market's going to go. You could, on the surface, look at this and call this a head and shoulders pattern. But I wouldn't say that this is a head and shoulders pattern. We've got to kind of use the technical indicator or the technical chart formation that is the best fitting. And in this case, the diamond pattern fits a lot better than a head and shoulders pattern. And it also fits the overall narrative right now a lot better. This diamond pattern is a continuation pattern. And so when you see a diamond pattern, generally you're going to be using it similarly to the way you would use a flag. If you do extrapolate that diamond pattern, you're looking at $122,000 on Bitcoin. When you see Bitcoin rallying up to $122,000, don't be surprised. You saw it here first. This diamond pattern is a part of that. One of the biggest things that we saw on Inauguration Day was that Bitcoin dropped back down to $100,000. And guess what? We found support there. It looks like in this new Trump president era, we're going to see $100,000 as a floor. I would like to see Bitcoin go high enough in this cycle that $100,000 holds and it does not ever get broken again. I would love to see its five-figure Bitcoin be a thing of the past. Now, if we ever do go back down there, you can bet your bottom Bitcoin that I'm going to be stacking sats like crazy. But I would also believe that it'd be very healthy for Bitcoin if Bitcoin never went back below $100,000 ever again. Set that as a floor, springboarded from there. Let's read a little bit of chat, and then we'll keep it moving here. Freeing Ross was a good first step. Agreed. Again, it's not that the guy didn't need to go to prison. Silk Road did facilitate a lot of criminal activity. The thing that should have happened, the thing that was issue was here's in my opinion why Ross Ulbricht's pardoning was a good thing. The Constitution of the United States states that there should be fair and reasonable. There should not be any unreasonable, punishment. Right? Unreasonable, unusual, or unreasonable punishments. And it was an unusual and unreasonable punishment for Ross Ulbricht to be given 2 life sentences and 40 years. Could I have seen the guy serving 5 or 10? Yeah. Well, he's already 12 years into a double life sentence. What the hell is the point of a double life sentence? What, you gonna kill him and bring him back so they can serve another one? Oh, and then you're gonna kill him and bring him back so they can serve another 40 years. What the heck is the point with that? Was a life sentence not good enough? You gotta wait till he goes to hell and send him to prison in hell too? Like, why? Why? Makes no sense. So anyway, I could have seen him serving 5 to 10 years for founding Silk Road. Silk Road it did facilitate some drug dealing. We just gotta be honest here. But the reason that him being pardoned is a good thing in my opinion was because it was an unreasonable punishment. The punishment did not fit the crime, in my opinion. He never actually sold drugs. The guy didn't sell drugs. He set it up to be a marketplace where you could do anything. I don't think Ross Ulbricht even necessarily set it up with the intent of it being a drug dealing place. I don't think that was his intent, right? I don't think that's what he did, that he had intended to do that. So, should he be pardoned? I think so. And it does signal the right thing for cryptocurrency. Ross was pardoned for his keys so U.S. can get his Bitcoin. That's the only valid reason. You think they don't have access to it? I don't know that that's the case. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? That would be a really bad idea for Trump to do because he's got a lot of support right now for pardoning Ross Ulbricht. If he took Ross Ulbricht's Bitcoin, that would not be that would not be good. That would backfire pretty big. Donald Trump, as powerful as he is still a democratically elected president, and there is still going to be a democratic election in 4 years, and if he wants a successor to get in, then he's going to need the support that he has right now in the crypto space. Jordan said, freeing Ross was a personal vendetta of Trump, though. The same agents were working on Trump's case. Yeah, and I mean, Trump, I think, basically said that he was, you know, that he felt like the agents that did him wrong also did Ross Ulbricht wrong. And so, yeah, that's pretty much the case right there. Bless y'all, brothers and sisters. Indeed. Bless the chat. Bless us all, Lord. Bless Jeb. Bless the mods. Bless the investors. Vitruvian Maniac. Blessing everybody. Thank you. Bless you. Let's read a little bit more chat here, and then we'll keep it going. Mike Lowry said, hey, guys, I'm still alive. Good to see you, Mike Lowry. I'm glad you're alive and kicking. Eric Karin said, I'm about to take your course. God bless. You're amazing. Jeb, how is ICP data outperforming everything else in crypto? Please explain. If you know anything, please. ICP. I assume you're talking about Internet Computer. I'm not sure what ICP data? I don't know. Let's look at ICP. ICP is doing a not great. Not great. It's kind of getting overshadowed. The alt season is not coming the way that a lot of people would have liked to see. Internet Computer was up at $19 earlier this year in March. Now it's down to $9. So not doing a great job. I'm not sure exactly what you're saying there, Eric Karin. ICP data outperforming everything else in crypto. You'll have to explain what exactly you're talking about there. They also acquired billions in Bitcoin from Ross that will not be returned. Right. What about the January 6th people being pardoned? There were quite a few people in the January 6th things that that were not being violent. They just were, you know, frankly, they were trespassing, I guess. But the thing is, when you say you're trespassing, what do you mean you're trespassing? We pay taxes. That's our Congress. What the heck? You know, if you're saying that you can't walk into Congress, I understand that there are places that you can't go for national security purposes. I get that. But if you're saying you can't go into Congress, but you are a taxpayer, then aren't you kind of just admitting that taxation is theft? Isn't that kind of what you're getting at? It's not yours anymore, it's ours. Because if the taxes were not being stolen, then that means that the government is stewarding our money, which means it's still ours. We the people, remember. But if we're not allowed to go in government property, not because we might figure out the nuclear launch codes and give them to Russia, I get that. But if we're not allowed to go into government because screw you, America, aren't you kind of implicitly admitting that taxation is theft? Just kind of throwing it out there. You guys be the judge of that. Just a thought. Anyway, let's read some more chat. I love talking to you guys. Let's see. Jeb, is it good to put profits into stablecoins, and which stablecoins would you recommend? I generally recommend, if you've got profits, there's a few things you can do with them. Because as you guys know, I'm also a financial coach. I love teaching you guys how to manage money and build wealth. And one of the things that we do with money is we ensure that we do a few things. First of all, we have to pay our taxes, because you don't want the IRS showing up and disappearing you like a Clinton showed up at your front door. You don't want that. So you don't want to do that. So you want to pay your taxes. Hopefully those will come down under President Trump. You want to pay your taxes. The second thing you want to do is you pay off any debt. So if you have any debt, use your profits, your proceeds to pay off debt. Why? Because debt equals slavery. Slavery equals burden. Burden equals stress. And stress affects your health. Ask me how I know. Just found out some more health complications that my wife and I are dealing with based on that. But not on debt, but just on stress. But paying off debt is good for your health. It's good for your blood pressure. It's good for anxiety. It's good for your marriage. It's good in general. Oh, but Jeb, I could get a higher return over here in the stock market. You forgot the purpose of money, didn't you? You forgot. You forgot the purpose of money is not just to make more money. The purpose of money is to better your life. The purpose of money is eventually to use it. If you die with a bunch of money in your bags, you missed the freaking point. The point is to spend some of it and enjoy some of it, so that you and your family have a fun life. Jeb, did you get snow? We got a little bit. We got a flurry this morning. We got just a couple little pieces, a little flurry. Up 2 hours north of here, the whole ground's coated. It's crazy. Beaches in Florida covered in snow. Wow. The second thing that you do with money is you pay off debt. Third thing you do is you reinvest. The third thing you do... Oh my goodness, the chat is just hilarious. The third thing you do is you reinvest. And so when you take money for profits, you find something else to put it into. So either you don't take the profits in the first place and you keep it in the investments, or 3, you turn around and put it back into investments. Fourth thing you do is you be radically generous with some of your wealth that you have acquired from the liquidation of your investment. So if you're a Christian, that may come in the form of a tithe. If you're a Christian, it may come in the form of just being generous. If you're just anybody, it may come in the form of being generous to somebody who needs some help. Because generosity is good for your soul. It is. It's good for your soul. God loves a generous giver, saith the Bible. And the fifth thing you can do with money after you've liquidated it is you can enjoy some of it. And you should. You should enjoy some of it. You should take some for yourself. And you don't have to feel selfish because you're enjoying something. That's something that, as a young father with a business with 3 kids and all kinds of stuff going on, it is very easy for me to forget sometimes that it is important to pour into your own cup and to pour into your family's cup, because they need to be fed too. And I need to be fed too, right? I'm working on going off of caffeine again because it's better for my body to not be on caffeine. And so I'm trying to make sure I'm doing what I need to do to make sure that I'm healthy and my wife is healthy and my kids are healthy. And so it is a good thing to spend some money on things that you want or things that you need. Those are the 5 things that you can do with your money. First of all, you got to pay taxes. Second of all, you should pay off any debt, pay off debt. Third thing you should do is you should be generous. Fourth thing you should do is you should invest some of it. And the fifth thing you should do is you should enjoy some of it. And you really should do all 5 of those things. Pretty much anytime you make a liquidation of an investment, you're going to do all 5 of those things, unless you have no debt, in which case you would only do 4 of those things. All right. 21 here in Ontario, negative 21 here in Ontario, Canada. Yeah, crazy. Shadrach Frost said, laughing from Wisconsin. Yeah, we have a lot of family up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It's like negative 25 up there right now. It's crazy. By the way, we are going to be going on a trip to Virginia, leaving this Friday. So I'm probably going to be shooting phone videos while I'm up there, but the stream will be kind of paused for about a week and a half there. We're going to be gone for 10 days. We'll be back in studio on February the 6th, I think it is, middle of the first week of February. But we will be making content while we are out, and there is also more content coming into the Financial Sovereignty Academy throughout all of that time. All right. Alt F4. That is hilarious. Did you guys know the next time you are in the next time you're playing your favorite video game, in fact, the next time you're playing League of Legends, Minecraft, you're playing, I don't know, what's a first-person shooter on PC? Everybody plays it on there. Next time you're in a game and you're like, it's a very critical moment. Just make sure to use the cheat code Alt F4, and you'll win the game. Alt F4 just donated $5. Say quick Pyth TA. It's been consolidating for a while. Sure, we can do that. If anybody knows about the Alt F4 cheat code, please tell me in chat. All right, let's look at Pyth. Why not? Pyth Network over here is sitting at number 88 at the moment. $1.18 billion market capitalization. And it has been in this downward-facing Pyth over the last year, as many altcoins have been. Bitcoin has been absolutely eating market dominance for the last year or so. And that signals that we're still in the early stages of the bull market, because Bitcoin is still the one absolutely massively leading the charge. Pyth has been consolidating here for a while, and so if you believe in it, it's definitely got a very, very, very low buy right now. I'm not an investor in Pyth. I don't know much about it. But what I do know is that its price is about as low as it's ever been. Smarter data for smarter contracts. Secure your smart contracts with reliable, low-latency market data from institutional sources. Build apps with high-fidelity Oracle feeds designed for mission-critical systems. That's right. So Pyth is one of the competitors of Chainlink. So Pyth is helping to bring, Pyth Network is helping to bring data from off-chain sources on chain. That makes sense. Major financial institutions, including some of the world's biggest exchanges, market makers, and trading firms, publish their data directly to the network. Supercharge your application by accessing the most accurate, low latency, and highest resolution data directly from those first-party sources. Exciting. So, this is a competitor to Chainlink, which is fun because Chainlink has an extremely important job facilitating transactions by bringing off-chain data on-chain. If you don't know, basically the way that Pyth and Chainlink work, they guarantee accurate data. So they are the scribes. Let's put it this way. In ancient times, in even not very long ago times, just the last few hundred years ago, and for the rest of history back before that, you had scribes, right? Remember Jesus talking about the scribes and the Pharisees, right? There's a whole group of people in every single society up until the printing press was invented by Gutenberg in the 1640s, something like that. Before the Gutenberg printing press, scribes had to accurately copy. So if you had a Bible and it's 1500, that Bible was handwritten. Yeah. Wow. It was handwritten. Somebody sat there for 50 hours with a quill ink pen and wrote the entire Bible so that you could have a copy of it. Is it any wonder then that only the churches and the kings had one? It was a very important job. And so we kind of forget this idea of scribes in our modern culture because I've got a printer right there. Literally, there's my printer. You know, they're still working on the technology. These things are like 50 years out of date. You know, why you can't get a printer that works. Anyway, that's kind of what Pyth and Chainlink are doing. They're the scribes. They are the ones that you trust to bring, to copy data. In this case, you're not copying it from one Bible to another Bible where you're like, oh, and God so loved the world, and God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten son, that he gave his only begotten son, that all who should believe should not perish but have everlasting life, that all who should believe should not perish. That's what the scribes did. In modern times, we don't have that because there are printers. But to bring off-chain data on-chain, it's a similar process. But it can't be done by hand because there's, I believe the technical term is oodles of data. There's oodles of data. It's not possible. QWERTY UIOP is not enough for you to be able to translate all of that off-chain on-chain. So somebody's got to do it. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it, and whoever does it is going to be worth tens of billions of dollars. Right now, the leader is Chainlink, but Pyth is trying to compete with him. I haven't studied Pyth as much as I've studied Chainlink, but what I will say is that anybody that wants to compete with Chainlink, if they have a fighting chance, they've got a pretty solid value prop because Chainlink is going to go into a massive bull market this cycle. It'll probably rally up to $50 billion in market cap at least, 75 to 100. $75 to $100. And so if Pyth is able to compete, then a 33-cent entry is a pretty solid entry indeed. So may even consider getting some just because they are one of the competitors of Chainlink. And if anybody has a fighting chance against Chainlink, it would probably be Pyth because I don't know of any other Chainlink competitors that are worth more than Pyth. I do believe Pyth is basically number 2 in this race, and they are massively, massively, massively lower than Bitcoin. So something to look into. Something to look into. Cool. Let's read a little bit of chat here, and we're going to have to wrap it out. Sounds like History of the World Part 1. I bring forth these 15 commandments. Yeah. Few hundred years is ancient to me, lol. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. One House Productions is in chat, said, howdy to Crypto Surge. What is your experience with home insurance in Florida? Oh boy, run around, premiums double. Oh, that's always fun. Don't you just love it when your premiums double? See, that's why you want to avoid debt as much as you can, because if you have debt, then a portion of your paycheck is not yours. A portion of your income is not yours. It goes to the mortgage company. And for home insurance, for that matter, if you have a paid-for house, the home insurance a lot of times will be cheaper. And technically, now I would not do this, but technically home insurance becomes optional if you don't have a mortgage. Now, if you don't have home insurance, you're what we call dumb. So don't do that. I believe the technical term for not having home insurance is stupid. So don't be stupid. Be smart. Have home insurance. But Point being, paying off your debt, especially your home debt, eventually, is a good thing. Being mortgage free is a great thing. All right, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's stream. If you did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure to check out Blowfin with the link in the description box down below. They've got a lot of great trading features over here, and right now they are doing an airdrop for the Trump and Melania tokens. So make sure to sign up for Blowfin, get access to that with our link in the description box down below. They do all kinds of campaigns and trading challenges and all kinds of stuff. So make sure to sign up for Blowfin if you have not already. Really excited for them to be a sponsor of the channel. Also make sure to check out NordVPN. Oops. Also make sure to check out NordVPN and Uphold, both our sponsors of our channel. NordVPN is going to help keep you safe while you browse online. Uphold is a great place to make your home in the cryptocurrency space. It's a great place to find all these smaller cryptocurrencies that we've been talking about. It's also a great place to store your US dollars. It's a great place to store your Bitcoin with their Vault feature, Uphold's Vault. Great functionality over there that allows for you to hold your Bitcoin securely, privately, while also having peace of mind of knowing that if you were to lose a key, you have a backup key that you can use. It's a 2/3 configuration over there, so you hold 2 keys, Uphold holds 1. So if you lose a key, then you can use your key and the Uphold key to regenerate your wallet, which is amazing. So it's basically all the benefits of self-custody while also having a backup key to help you regenerate the wallet in case you were to lose a key. So big deal over there. Make sure to sign up for those sponsors. We really appreciate them. Check out LuxAlgo. LuxAlgo is phenomenal as well. We use LuxAlgo quite a bit. And before I go, guys, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.